Welcome to Hollywood Bulletin, where we explore the untold stories and legendary moments that define television history, and few shows did that better than MASH. This wasn't just another sitcom. MASH was a weekly television event, blending comedy with emotional depth, set in the gritty reality of war. Every week, millions tuned in to witness life at the 4077th Mobile Army Surgical Hospital, where doctors and soldiers juggled the horrors of battle with humor, kindness, and heartache. Inspired by the 1970 movie and the book that came before it, MASH hit screens in 1972 and became one of the most beloved series in TV history. But behind the scenes, things weren't always peaceful. Some fan-favorite cast members left suddenly, and their departures were often anything but simple. At the core was Alan Alda as the wisecracking yet compassionate Hawkeye, partnered early on with Wayne Rogers as Trapper John. Together with Larry Linville's uptight Frank Burns, Loretta Swit's strong nurse Hot Lips Houlihan McLean, Stevenson as the kind Colonel Henry Blake, and Gary Berghoff's Radar O'Reilly, they brought heart and hilarity to a show set in the middle of the Korean War. Other unforgettable characters included Jamie Farr's Klinger in Dresses, William Christopher as Father Mulcahy, and later additions like Mike Farrell as B.J. Hunnicutt, Harry Morgan as Colonel Potter, and David Ogden Stiers as Charles Winchester. Though it started off as a sharp comedy, MASH evolved. Key creatives like Larry Gelbart and Gene Reynolds left, and Alda stepped in to guide the tone toward more emotional, dramatic territory. The writing team shifted, and the show took bold creative risks, like filming episodes from a patient's point of view or diving into the characters' haunting dreams. Real historical references from Marilyn Monroe to McCarthyism anchored the show in truth, but with change came loss. Wayne Rogers left after feeling sidelined, as Hawkeye got more screen time. McLean Stevenson, yearning for a bigger spotlight, chose to leave, leading to one of the most shocking TV deaths when Colonel Blake's plane was shot down. Larry Linville's comedic villain Frank Burns was retired as the tone grew more serious. Gary Berghoff's Radar, the heart of the 4077th, said goodbye in a gut-wrenching moment driven by family tragedy after struggling with burnout and a desire for change. While Radar's farewell was subtle and deeply emotional, Trapper's exit was abrupt, with no goodbye scene because Rogers had never signed his contract. As the seasons went on, even as the Vietnam War ended and the writers shifted toward more personal stories, the series kept pushing boundaries with inventive storytelling. But by season 9, fatigue set in. Harry Morgan admitted they were running out of real-life stories. Alda wanted to wrap things up by season 10, but CBS persuaded him to do a shortened season 11 to pave the way for a final goodbye. And what a goodbye it was! Goodbye, Farewell, and Amen was a 2.5-hour television event watched by over 106 million people, the most viewed broadcast in U.S. history at the time. Ironically, the last episode filmed wasn't the finale. It was as time goes by, but the official farewell became legendary. Just before filming ended, a real brush fire destroyed the outdoor set in Malibu, which was cleverly written into the storyline. Today, Malibu Creek State Park still honors the show with relics like a rusted Jeep and replica signpost. A Smithsonian exhibit titled MASH, Binding Up the Wounds drew over 17,000 visitors a week, showcasing sets, costumes, and even Emmy Awards. Yet as the show endured, life after MASH proved challenging for many of its stars. Stevenson, Rogers, Linville, Berghoff, and even George Morgan, who played Father Mulcahy in the pilot, struggled to match the fame and impact they'd achieved on the series. For some, the show was their peak, and stepping away came with unexpected consequences. Still, MASH remains a shining example of TV storytelling at its finest: funny, fearless, and deeply human. Which character's exit hit you hardest? Should the show have ended when Radar left, or did it still hold its magic to the very end? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Hollywood Bulletin, and ring that bell for more unforgettable stories. From Hollywood's golden past, ask ChatGapt.